welcome back. Bird Builds episode 2. Today we're going to be doing a maze tutorial, such as the one right here in my Hampton Court Palace garden. This is a larger of mazes, but has the same simple design that can be applied to pretty much a maze of any size or design. I said design twice. So let's jump into a creative world, and I'll show you the trick to building cool mazes like this one. Alright, I'll see you over there. Okay, so here we are in my creative world. Some design structures over there and various stuff around me. This is the beginning of your maze. What you need to do, and it depends on what sort of maze you want to make, but first of all, make the area that you're going to be building it in. Sorry, I've got my reach turned up. So that's what I've done here. I've made a sort of circle shape. This is more of a freehand circle, so I don't know if it is actually a circle. It's unlikely to be one. The start is here, and the finish is going to be here. I'll put an enchanting table in, glowing like that. So it's a mystical enchanting table hidden in the maze. Now, the first thing you need to do is make a very simple path. Well, not that simple, but a path from your start to your finish. And the way to do this is you leave the grass and you actually carve out the surrounding of the path. So you go either side and you dig trenches like this. So we'll go forward a bit, and then we'll cut off to the left, and then we'll go back to the right, and we'll go right again. And then the trick is to visualize these trenches as tall hedgerows. So then we'll come along here, just follow, and every now and then have a look, see if your path, and remember it's the grass bit, looks alright. It does, so let's carry on. Dig it a bit further this way, along here, bring it along here, and this is quite a wiggly one, but you can bring them out wide as well. So let's bring it right out here, quite a long straight bit, and then lastly back down, race to the finish. There we go. So there we've got our path to completion, and then all you do is you fill in the sides with whatever you like. This is going to be a hedgerow fence, and I think it looks best for a hedge to do jungle leaves because they're quite thick, wide leaf texture, and en masse they look good, with a wood base to give it that sort of realistic feel. But obviously you can build it out of whatever you like, and actually different materials make for interesting mazes. So I'm just going to fill these in, and then I'll get back to you when it's done. So there we go. All those trenches are now filled with wood, and we're going to leave it like that. And this is where the trick comes in, and this is what you can apply to any maze construction to give it that difficulty and that cool look from above. All you do is you pick a place. So I'm going to pick here. You replace the wood with the dirt, and then you make paths again, like if you were building the solution path, and you just wind it off. Oh, sorry. You just wind it off. Don't worry about doubling up on these. That looks fine when it's all done. And then you bring it to a dead end. Unless you want it to be a solution, in which case you work it back in later on. But I'm only going to have one solution for this puzzle. And then, like before, you fill in those trenches with dirt. I'm using single player commands to get the extended reach, if you're wondering. We'll do another one here, so we'll bring this down and then back up and then to a dead end. And here we'll just have a little incline like this, and you just keep doing this every now and then. Fly up and have a look, and eventually what you'll have is no particularly large space anywhere. So I'm going to carry on adding side paths until there are no spaces left, roughly speaking, in the maze. Okay, see you in a bit. So there you have it. I've filled out every little space with a different path leading off. I realised what I said was a bit derpy because one solution isn't necessarily true, but essentially there's one path, although different ones feed in different places, and there's no clear single path. If you look, it breaks off in all these places, and obviously this grass will grow back and you just get a complete thing. And now for the final touch, you get your jungle leaves if you're doing a hedgerow, or whatever leaves you like. Actually, you can experiment and try with different ones, and then you just stack them 3 tall on top of each wood block, and you go around doing all of this until it's complete. Now this is probably the bit that takes the most time. In my palace build, this took quite a lot of time, and just sort of drifting away to music to get it done. But once it is done, it'll look good not only from inside, from around, and from above. So I'm going to do this, and then I'll get back to you once again. When it's all done, I'll show you the final finished product, and you can try it out for yourselves. And there you have it, guys. Well, what I've done is add 3 jungle leaf blocks on top of every wood block. It leaves me with a nice maze, a cool little prize in the finish, and no easy way to navigate through it. I like the leaves because they give a sort of semi-transparency that makes you think you can work out where you're going, and actually at night this would be slightly easier because of the glow from the enchanting table. But it's difficult. It's not obvious. And actually the length of these side chains means you think you've taken a good turning, you're thinking yes, this is it, and then it goes nowhere, like this one. So, plenty to be fun plenty to be having fun with there. You can build them into survival ones using shears to get the leaves and the relatively simple materials, or you can build them into creative servers with more interesting materials, or just to make your builds look cooler. And that's what I've done here. This is just a sort of one I did earlier. This one is an ice maze. You may be noticing there's... Oh, actually we might have trouble here. Yes. This was something I was experimenting with, where essentially one drop kills you, the other is a chest for the most valuable prize of all, bacon. The idea being that ice, similar to glass, doesn't show you individual blocks when you look through it. And this did look really good. And it was difficult, and it worked as a cool maze. Basically, I designed it using an iron block base, and then an iron block base, put the ice on top, and then got rid of the iron blocks using single player commands. But then it would appear the ice doesn't allow the grass enough light to grow, so you might have to... I wonder if glass would work better than ice. But anyway, that's another design idea, because glass also has the same property where you can't actually see individual blocks. Equally, it's not that easy, even if you're looking. I suppose you can work it out, actually, yeah. So that would need to be altered to glass. But yeah, you can try different materials. I should stop doing that. You can try different materials, work out different patterns, find the one that suits your space, your design, your shape. It doesn't have to be a circle. It could be oversized, whatever shape you like. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit like, let me know that you did. If you didn't, don't worry about it. Tell me in the comments what you didn't like about it, what I could improve with. If you want to see more tutorials or interesting builds, then subscribe to my channel. I put out a bird builds every so often, and also a bird plays where I have a let's play. So my channel, click on the brick. My previous bird builds, click on the ice. There you go. I'll see you guys later. And again, thanks for watching. Alright, bye.